What's good, YouTube? It's Corey back again with another presentation for y'all, man. Today, what I want to talk about is something, everybody's talking about, of course. The new year is coming in. It's 2020. So, last video, my previous video that I put out, I showed y'all a creation and discovery, something that I created myself, got copywritten and everything. Nobody else has ever created it. And I'm going to be elaborating even more on what these numbers mean for y'all. 0 through 9, if you didn't, I'm just going to give a quick little skim summary of what it was if you did not watch the previous video. I created a number chart 0 through 9 and showed the relevance of the significance of 9, how special the number 9 is with the setup of the numbers. And a lot of people already knew this, but I just gave it from a whole different perspective, and really from an ancient perspective kind of too, when you really look at it, the pyramid structure of it. So today what I'm going to be showing you is going to be information about 2020 that I'm basing on facts. These are, I don't really want to say assumptions. I'm going to say hypothesis, because it's an educated guess. I'm not saying that everything is 100% true, and I am open to criticism. But that means that I could be reaching, in other words, but I am basing everything that I'm saying on facts. I'm just saying that it could be tied together a different way, but it's not there for no reason, is what I'm saying, what I'm finding. It's not there for no reason. It's not just a coincidence. But that's just all I really wanted to say as far as the introduction of this video. I didn't want anybody to feel misled or feel like I'm putting out misinformation. Most people who, you got to give me credit. Most people who come out and make videos won't even say that. They just want, to, feel like they're putting out the truth and that's it. But I'm going to let you know, hey, I'm open to criticism. I may be wrong on a couple of things, but everything that I'm looking at, I'm basing off of facts. I've meditated on everything that I've, before I even put it out. That's why I don't put out videos just quick like that, because I don't want to mislead people. I'm only going to put out information if I feel that it is 100% true, or if I know that it's 100% true. This right here is just worthy information that I feel is 100% true, and it's mixed with information that I know is 100% true, especially the numbers. So with that said, we know there's a famous saying, men lie, women lie, but numbers don't lie. And I can tell y'all, I can testify for that, man. What I found out is crazy how a simple number pyramid construction of 0 through 9 has led me to so many different truths that I didn't even, really dig into as deep before. But it led me to that point. And it showed me so much about the reality around us. It's just confirmed even more of what the truth really is. But only some certain eyes will see that. But I'm going to keep that introduction this short, and we're going to get into the presentation now. So, happy 2020 to y'all. I would say I want to say happy 2020, but I'm just going to be real with y'all, man. A lot of y'all got it, messed up out here. Y'all really got it messed up out here and don't really see the world for what it really is around y'all. All that really does matter, is the world that's inside, your inside world, your inner world, your meditative state. I know that that's what really matters at the end of the day, but we got to be real. This world out here is not, it ain't no game, man, and it's changing quick. With that said, let's get into it. Peace. Alright, my good people, I got y'all sitting up on something that's swinging just a little bit. I'm not trying to make y'all motion sick or anything, but, check this out. I just did this so that y'all, would have the best, presentation as possible with the little that I do have. I don't want y'all to have to deal with me, holding the camera, picking it up, going all these different type of places and everything. Now I might have to here just to show y'all up close on some of the things that I'm showing and show y'all the significance of what I'm talking about. But this is where we're starting at. Right here we got a diagram that I saw for the first time in 2016. That shows the relevance of the number 9. So I already had a preconceived gnosis of what that number 9 was a significant number, but I never ever really, dwelled into it. I never got into it that serious to where or even thought it was that serious. But I created my own diagram and didn't even think about that here this year, a few months ago, back in May or something like that. So what I have, what's the best thing? Where should I start off first? Um, Number one, okay, like I'm basically, this is part two, okay? This is part two of the first presentation. So, as you can see in this diagram right here, if you can, I hope y'all can see any. Let me zoom in a little bit. If you can see right here, this diagram has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 in a circle around this geometrically constructed shape. So, as you can see, I first saw this, like I said, back in 2016. If I might have said that in the past rerun video. Okay, anyway, 8 and 1. Let's put that. 8 and 1 is 9. 7 and 2 is 9. 3 and 6 is 9, of course. 4 and 5 is 9. So everything here adds up to 9, and I always knew that, but I never got into or watched videos about Nikola Tesla and Marco Rodin, Vortex Mathematics, about, you know, what these numbers actually, the powers, and I didn't know it had anything to do with free energy at that time. Sorry about that. You know, I didn't know it had anything to do with free energy, but this is about 2020, so I'm about to get into that once I get to, you know, just breaking down these. Y'all have to understand these, the base first. And this might be quite a long presentation, but it's worth it at the end of the day. Now, what I'm going to tell you now is, as you can see with this model here, it was constructed in 2016. I promise to God, I probably haven't even thought about the model, not model, but diagram since 2017 or whatever. I saw it then, didn't really think, I thought it was cool, and the number 9 was, but I never, you know, thought it would get this deep. But what separates mine from this one is that I have a 0 active in mine. No other place in Vortex Mathematics really will you see a 0 in the diagrams that they create. They leave out the 0. They don't have the 0 present, but I put the 0 here and it changes the game. And if you did not put the 0 here, it would change everything and throw everything off. So what I have to show y'all is that 0 plus 9 equals what? 9. 1 plus 8 equals what? 9. 2 plus 7 equals what? 9. 3 plus 6 equals what? 9. 4 plus 5, 4 and 5 equals what? 9. Up here, 4 and 5 at the bottom equals what? 9. 3 plus 6 equals 9. 7 plus 2 plus 7 equals 9. 1 plus 8 equals 9. It's the same thing. Same numbers. I need you to note that it's the same numbers that add up to 9. All of them. It has to be anyway, because, you know, it's only not, but at the end of the day, nobody else has constructed this. Nobody else has seen this. And if you saw my previous video, this is the step pyramid of Djoser. D-J-O. I might not be pronouncing it right, but D-J-O-S-E-R. In Egypt. The very first known constructed pyramid in the world. That most ancient one at that. Okay. So what I did here is basically, you know, took what I created at first and created squares out of it. You know, I mean, at the end of the first thing that I thought of creating was when I created the first square around the circle, I thought of creating a double helix, like DNA. I don't know what the heck made me think that, but I just started putting, I can bring this up so you can see it. But you can see the lines right here. I did not complete it, but because I wanted to look like a pyramid, not DNA, but I just put that there and was, you know, thinking of a double helix, like a DNA. Why the heck you know, some subconscious thought just made me put that there, and it took me on to something crazy. Okay, now we got those 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. What I did for this right here in the middle, I subtracted the spaces in between all of these spaces. 4 minus, you can barely see it, but there's a 1 right here. 5 minus 4 equals 1. 6 minus 3 equals 3. So I put 3 right there. You got 1 right there. 7 minus 2 equals 5. 8 minus 1 equals 7. 9 minus 0 equals 9. Or, now down here at first I erased it, but I had 9 or 1, because at the same time there are 9 spaces in between 0, but at the same time there is 1 space in between 0 and 9. Let me slow down. There is one at the same time. There is 9 spaces in between 9 and 0, and at the same time there is 1 space in between 9 and 0. The reason why I say that is because if you count these 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, obviously there was 9 spaces in between 0 and 9 to get to 9, but to start over, you have to go to 0 again and start all the way over. Every time that you create tens, this is a tent. This is shaped like a tent. So this is a tent at the end of the day, /10. This is the decimal up here, the halfway point. Upon knowing that, this led me to see that 3, 5, and 7 in the middle creates the stairway of a pyramid. That's exactly where a stairway would be at. So the first thing that I thought of was the steps of Freemasonry. So I said, okay, 3, 5, and 7, I know that has a lot to do with Freemasonry. And the steps at that. And they, of course, they are very big on Egyptian knowledge, ancient knowledge at that. So that's why I put the 3, 5, 7 there and left it there. And then that made me I said, damn, this is deep, because 0 and 9 are kind of the same thing, but they're different. A 0, the 9 is the spiral. The 9 represents the spiral, the spirit, energy. This 0 is just like a spiral, but it's a closed circuit. A 9 is a 0 that's broken. It's open and it spirals. It never ends. It's endless energy. So that made me put the 3, 5, and 7. I said, okay, so since they're like the same, but they're slightly different, I said, okay, well, there's 2 pillars that are, basically the same. They're twins, but they're slightly different. So I said, I'll put a pillar right here and a pillar right here for the heck of it. And I also, put these globes up here, so-called. We know that the earth is not a globe necessarily, but that's just what I put up here to show people, the reference of Freemasonry being made here. Then I questioned myself. The main thing that made me start with the number 0, I said, you know what? When I create this pyramid, I'm going to start with the number 0 and not start with 1. The reason why I said that is because our mouths are open when we say the number, our mouths are open when we say the number 1. So that led me to think, okay, let me try to see if number 1, what would that do if I started with 0 as open, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. You get me? So I started right there. Then I went to number 1, and that would be, and since 0 is 1, I said then that would be 2 necessarily. I said, like I told y'all, I might be reaching, and this might go over some people's heads, but I could show y'all facts, that really show that what I'm saying might be onto like some real truth. I didn't get this far for no reason. 2 equals Shu, and Shu is an Egyptian god. This right here is the United States flag, so called. And the reason why I said 2 is Shu is because 2 at the end of the day, when you have the number 2 etymology, TWO, how do you spell tower? How do you spell twin? TWIN. TWO. Tower is TOWER. So I said myself, twin towers. I said twins. Right after I drew this, I said, damn, what in the hell? So I drew those, took this and wrote Shu, and I said, okay, let me see how tall the twin towers were. This says 415 when you take 4, 1, and 5. It says 415. Now I'm going to show y'all something. I am going to show you something if you can see it. Now they got the feet right up here. First thing that they have, I'm gonna type, because it was in meters. See, that says one word. They playing games with me. They know what the heck. This is the new trade center. Don't disregard this. I'm showing y'all the Twin Towers, okay? I don't know why they're not just popping it up when, how tall were the Twin Towers in meters? Okay, here it is right here. At the time, can you see it? Okay. It says, at the time of their completion, the Twin Towers, the original One World Trade Center, at 1,368 feet, 417 meters. Okay? And 2 World Trade Center at 1,362 feet, 415.1 meters. 415, okay? How much? 415. 415, okay? 4 and 5. Now, let me tell y'all, as I've already, this is about the Twin Towers. I'm not really getting into the powers of 4 and 5 like that. This video is part 2 at that. This is part 2 of the presentation. I told y'all there's a lot that I have to talk about with this. Ironically, we're talking about 2 Twin Towers and we're talking about 2020. So, just to elaborate a little on 4 and 5. 4 and 5 is a very special number that a lot of, 45, 4 and 5, a lot of people don't look over. I might as well go ahead and just let it out about 45 real quick, okay? We're going to go through it real quick. When you create squares like this, there's no other way with any other numbers or setup that you will get a 45-degree angle down here. This creates, this right here, if you took this from this corner right here and drew a line on it, it creates a 45-degree angle, or on top, either way you do it. 45-degree angle. So we got 2 45-degree angles, which is also what made me put 2 twins, because we got 2 of the same angles, but 2 different numbers necessarily, but they function sort of the same. So I took, when I got up here to 4 and 5, I was like, well, half of 9 is 4.5. So I put the point right there. 4.5, I then grasped onto and said, man, that's like the neutral point. And it would not exist without the point right there. The point is what separates everything. And the point is the point of singularity that we all come from, or the cosmos and everything. And I added all numbers together. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and it equals 45. And as we see, 4 and 5 equals, you got the point right there, which can be also a multiplication sign. So I said and multiplication is and. 4 and 5 equals 20. Now what year is it that we're going into? 2020. Okay? So 4 and 5 equals 20. So this is 20 up here. We got 2 towers. Twin towers, twin twos, T-O-W. Twin T-W-O-E-Rs, which is twin tours. Twin tours. Now what else I'm going to break down as far as the numerology is twin tours, twin towers. What else I'm going to break down as far as the numerology with 9, 11. What is 9 plus 11, y'all? 20, okay? 9 plus 11, 9 plus 1, 1, which is, is 20, okay? 9 plus 2 equals 11, which is 2, okay? So 2, the number 2 this year, y'all, there's something about the number 2, number 20, I'm change. Something as far as knowledge-wise, y'all, recently, like I tell y'all, I dropped a video on angel numbers telling y'all that I don't just go by what other people say about these numbers. I go by my own interpretation. I meditate on things and I try to find answers for myself. Now, myself, like I say, I may be wrong on some things, but in my experience, the number 2, when I'm seeing it, it's showing the vibration or influence of change. That change, is, abrupt change. Like, when somebody, for instance, as an example, when somebody's having a conversation with another person and then somebody else jumps in, somebody will say something usually like, nobody asked for you to put your 2 cents in, 2 cents. when you put your 2 cents in, you're hoping to change the conversation or change the effect of what's going on in the conversation. You feel me? So that's just my take. Like I say, I may be reaching, but that's how I'm seeing the number 2. When those twin towers got knocked down, the twin towers, the twin tours, shit changed, y'all, okay? Shit just straight up changed. Now, to even more elaborate on 9/11, how many years has it been since 2001? It's been 19 years. 19 years, and we're going into 2020. Shit crazy, man. This shit is crazy. At the end of the day, and I'm trying to figure out why I was just saying that about the 19, because it ties into something. Well, I mean, damn, it slipped my mind. I'll come back to it. But this is what we have, y'all. You know, at the end of the day, 2020. I'm just saying that with the number 20, there is a lot that goes on with it. The number 2, when you see, you know, change, man. That's all I'm saying. I can feel in the air, as well as many other people, that change is just happening, or right around the corner. For the bad, for the better or worse. No, that's the mystery. I think it's personally going to be some of both, like a balance. We are entering into the age of Aquarius, which is also the number notorious for that is the number 11. Okay? So we got 2 right there as well with 11. The Roman numeral 2 is 2 lines, which looks like the number 11. So at the end of the day, we have the number 2 everywhere, y'all. And I'm just saying, man, this is what I got right now as far as the 2020 presentation. The number 2, this is what we have as far as the presentation about the change that may come with the number 2. All right, y'all, that marks the end of the video. And I just want to let y'all know that this is just a little summary at the end, me talking to y'all and letting y'all know for a couple of minutes that I hope that y'all have a great 2020, and mark this as a happy new year to everybody coming into 2020. I gave y'all some new knowledge. I'm popping off the new year with some new knowledge, a new way of y'all seeing things, looking at stuff that nobody else has really. I know I didn't get this information that I added up and synced together from anybody else. I really meditated on things and just I draw, man. I look at things, I look at the world different than most people, and I question a lot more things than most people do, probably because I'm not most people and wouldn't know what most people question. So that's why I have to say probably. But with the 2020, the twin T's, I remember what I was saying earlier about the 19. I messed up in the video when it slipped my mind. But 19 years from 2001 is where we're at going into 2020. We're in 2019, yeah, of course, right now. But with the Theosophic production of 19 is already 1 and 9. It's just 9 and 9, 11 backwards. If you're wondering where that last 1 is at, that's what I was trying to say, and I forgot what I was saying. 9 plus 1 equals 10. Well, the Theosophic reduction of 10, 1 plus 0 equals 1. So that's your 1 right there. So it's 9/11. This, when 2020 hits, it's literally marking 9/11. It's marking, in a way, 9/11 since in a backwards way, if you can comprehend what I'm saying. But man, that's what I said about the twin T's and twin T's. We're going into the first month of the first day of the new year. So that's 1/1 in 2020. I'm telling y'all, man, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm not gonna say anything negative, but all I want, like I say, I want everybody watching this video, I hope that y'all have a great year. I hope that y'all, everything positive that you desire to come into your life, man. I hope that y'all make change. I hope you get everything that you desire. I hope you make the changes that you've been waiting to try to change and make on yourself and for your life. Don't wait no more, man. I made a video on that too. Don't wait to do anything. If it's something great that you want to do it, man, and don't worry about what anybody has to say. At the end of the day, we all got a day to go. And that's what we all should be focused on. That's the one thing we got in common, is that we were born and we die. But, you know, that's not negative. That's just positive and just letting y'all know, man. I hope that y'all have the best year possible, 2020. This is a new decade, man. You got a new decade. Let's start off clean. A lot of people we have lost, and we haven't even, you know, a lot of us lost people. I know I've lost people. And, you know, a lot of them too. But 2020, you know, let's just start it out great. We're going to do some great things this year. I know I got the plan. That's all I can say. And I don't talk too much anymore. I just put it out now. And I got some shit. I got some great things. I don't mean to cuss, but you know, because I know how some people feel. And it may be, I ain't going to say that because I know about that new thing YouTube just. Anyway, let's end the video. That's it, y'all. I hope y'all have a great year. Peace.